Hi there, students! I'm XS. That's little x, little s, which stands for extra sweet, because that's what I am. I'm a Puppy-Sensei, and I make Japanese language content to help you level up your abilities. And I have my own Apawcalypse. Welcome to Puppy-Sensei's Pathfinder Apocalypse, the series where I invite content creators, VTubers, and other guests to play Pathfinder with me, and I run them through an impossible gauntlet that they definitely will not survive. Let's meet today's guest. Today, I have my very good friend Vinara Cernos, who I will introduce now. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello! Thank you for having me. I'm Vinara Cernos, former Tyrant of the Spirit Realm, been exiled to Earth, and now I stream so humans will pledge their souls to me. How's it going?
Very, very good, very good. Um, so yeah, very, very great. I'm so happy to have you here. I feel like we haven't been able to hang out in a really long time.
Yeah, it was right before Christmas. Had some great
Has
across
it
the
been
obelisk
that
going. We
long?
definitely need to pick it back up. I had a great time.
Yeah, yeah, I had so much fun with that. I've played more of that game since our collab together, and I've
Ooh.
unlocked some characters, got some things. Um, may have spent a little money on the DLC as well because it's worth it.
Is it really good?
It really is. It really
Ooh.
is. Some of the characters in that game, they you get like multi-class characters, and they're pretty neat. They're pretty
Oh, I
neat.
didn't realize we could multi-class. I don't think we ever got that far.
Yeah, yeah. You can unlock. I think all of the multi-class characters are DLC, but
Okay.
they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. Um, and the DLC is not. It's not terribly expensive. So you know. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about Across the Obelisk, as fun it is as it is. Today, we're here to talk about Pathfinder Second Edition. So, before we do anything else, why don't you tell me a little bit about your history with role playing games?
So I started with D&D 5e, and I actually had never played until 2018.
Wow.
As I moved to a new town, and a friend I made offered to DM a game as a birthday present. Instantly fell in love, and now I herd all of my friends like cats into a room together about every month and a half, so that we can sit down and play in person. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I actually had D&D last night.
Nice.
And this is actually my first experience with Pathfinder. I did do my homework in preparation, but I'm very excited.
Awesome, awesome. So running a game as a birthday present. Now that sounds familiar to me. Where have I heard that before? Um, I do believe that that's how Critical Role got started, unless
Really?
I'm mistaken. I think that's right. I think that it started as a birthday present.
Oh, wow.
And
I
then
actually didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. Unless I'm mistaking that with something else, I'm pretty sure that that's the lore. Pretty interesting stuff. So, yeah, I've been doing role playing games for a little longer, and I really specialize in Pathfinder. I think it's one of my favorites, but I've played some of the other ones. I'll always kind of plug Legends of the Five Rings because that's also another really good one. That if you're really into like Japan related stuff, that's a game system that takes place in feudal Japan, but it's also like a mythical feudal Japan, so it's pretty interesting.
Oh, you got spirits and everything. That's my territory.
Yes, absolutely. Spirits are in there. They kind of sometimes they play a little bit of a backseat because it's actually a very political game. So you're doing a lot of politicking and trying to get to the peak territory so that you have the most influence with the emperor. That's kind of the whole point. Um, but there are a couple clans in there that you can play that mess around with spirits quite a lot.
Actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Very interesting stuff. So, but Pathfinder really is my jam. I've been playing it for a long time, and I'm always so happy that I get to have this series where I get to introduce new people to Pathfinder, and also where I get to have viewers kind of learning about it a little bit. So, we try to treat this as a learning experience, but more than anything, we're just going to have fun, and I'm going to kill your character. Hope you're
Oh, no.
okay with that.
Oh, yeah. Look,
um,
we came here ready to die.
Yes, good, good, excellent, very wonderful. Those who are about to die, something, something, something. I don't know how the rest of the quote goes. Um, Well, we're gonna have a really wonderful time today. I'm very excited about this session. I'm so excited to have you on. I've been looking forward to this for a really long time. So
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Thank you so much for having me. I've been really looking forward to this.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and what you do and the kinds of content that you create?
Yeah, so like I said, I stream so humans will pledge their souls to me. Look, you're not really using it anyway, are ya? How many
Mhm.
times can you say you used your soul this week? You just pledge it away, have a little fun. Don't worry, there's no consequences at all later for that. Nope, none at all. But yeah, we are a variety streamer over here. Play a lot of different games, a lot of gotcha. We've been recently though hooked on Marvel Rivals, and we are very excited for the new Monster Hunter game coming out at the end of the month or end of
Yes.
February. So,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
yeah, love indie games, Slay the Spire, Across the Obelisk,
Mhm.
Bastion, Hades, roguelikes, all about. Love those. We actually last week we did a bunch of indie games off itch.io
Mm.
for a bunch of indie developers. We had people coming in, dropping their games, tried those out. So we're all over the place content, but it's a great time. Have a lot of fun.
I love that. I need to get involved in that. I really wanna play more indie games. That's something that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, there's so many small devs that just have like some really cool projects and stuff they've done.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's really cool having the community be like, "Hey, check out this person. They made this little game," and like you have never seen it on Steam, but it's actually like a great time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. I really wanna do more of that kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna think about how we can get into more of that kind of stuff too. So, um, so, um, just to give you kind of a layout of how this is gonna go, and also for those of you at home, what you have in store for you, is what we're gonna do is we're gonna create your character together. Yeah. We'll go through the process. It's a little bit gamified, so this is not a traditional Pathfinder. Ordinarily, when you think about a role playing game, one of the things that you're thinking about is I want to be whoever I want to be, right? And you want to come to the table and say, I'm going to be this, magical creature and anything that I can dream of, and I can have 17 heads and 14 arms, and I can wield all of the weapons. Whatever it is that you can dream it, you can build it. And I feel like that's kind of the vision of games like D&D and Pathfinder. Um, and we are taking that a little bit and making a little bit less daunting, especially since this is a one-on-one experience. It's just you and me. We're just vibing. Um, Sometimes it can be a lot of work to make a character, to think of a backstory and all of these things. And so in this series, we make that easier for you. And the way that we do that is we randomize your character creations. So you're going to get a random choice when we get into character creation of your ancestry, which is what Pathfinder calls your race.
Okay.
And then you'll get a random choice of your class. You'll get to choose which class you want to be to pair with that ancestry. And then finally, just to throw a little bit of Kingdom Hearts in there, we give you your choice of your favorite weapon.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Look,
Um, Now, having said that, I'm not going to remove your agency to think about who that character is. Once we get started, you're going to find yourself in a place that you don't really recognize. You don't know how you got there. Maybe or maybe you don't have any memory of who you are. I leave that up to you and I let you make that decision. But when we are done making your character, if you want to think up some backstory for yourself, that's perfectly up to you. That's entirely valid. And if you want to come in and say, I don't remember anything, I have no idea who I am, how'd I get in this body?
I
That's
have
also perfectly okay.
amnesia.
Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe you do. So it's totally up to you.
Fingers crossed we roll tail. We love tails.
I'll tell you what. I had already a player play a knoll, but then go. Well, I also want to have bunny ears. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You make it yours. So even if you roll something that doesn't have a tail, like it's perfectly okay with me if you roll an automaton and then decide to give it a tail, like
Oh,
a fluffy
tail.
tail. Yeah. Whatever you want. In terms of making it yours, please own it and feel empowered to do that.
We'll see. We'll make it fit the character.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, any questions about any of that before we go forward?
No, I'm ready.
Amazing, amazing. All right, then we're gonna jump right into character creation. I'm really excited about this. We're gonna look at what your character options are. So I have here your character ancestry options. Okay, so we'll look at these together and see what your ancestry options are.
I see skeleton, kobold, and halfling.
Yep, yep, that's what I see as well. So uh,
Ooh.
those are your choices.
I'm very torn between kobold and skeleton.
Yes.
Skeleton is certainly neat. But kobold, they're just little guy, little
They're just
dragon
little
guy.
guys. They're just little guys. It's their first day. They weren't trained.
You know what? We're going kobold.
I love it.
There's a tail or just the little guys.
I love it. Now, as a, a player of role-playing games, I need to ask you because many people do you have your own kobold voice?
I do not. I feel like we might be able to make one, but I don't know if I could do it for extended periods of time.
That's very valid. It's always really tough for me too, but I think kobolds talk like this. Yes, I love it. I love it. Lucky for you, you won't be doing a whole lot of talking. You will somewhat during this, but in character, you're not going to have to do a whole lot of conversation because
Okay.
mostly you're going to be running for your life.
All right. We might pull out the voice then. We'll see.
Totally up to you. Entirely up to you. Maybe you're a highfalutin kobold who speaks with a British accent. I don't know.
Ooh, the fanciest kobold to ever live.
The fanciest kobold ever. Well, speaking of the fanciest kobold ever, let's look at your class options as well.
Okay.
I think those are going to be posted. Yep, they are there now. All right, let's see what we have.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So I am seeing Oracle, Kineticist, and Barbarian.
So I'm familiar with Oracle and Barbarian. I'm not as familiar with Kineticist.
So a kineticist is a semi-psychic type character. You would have power over some types of elements. Kind of a little bit think like Avatar,
Okay.
not the blue people, but the
Yeah.
Aang,
The
right?
last airbender.
The last Airbender, absolutely. Boomerang really does always come back. Um, yeah, so those are your options. And Oracle, like I know you said you're familiar with them, but it's kind of like a how would you describe an oracle even? Um,
I am loving the idea of a kobold barbarian, just a little angry guy.
yes, yes, I love that. I love that quite a lot. Um, yeah, fabulous. Kobold Barbarian. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. I'm really, really looking forward to this. I really want to see what you get into. Um, I have this vision in my head already of you dragging around some kind of giant sword that's way
I
too
had this
big for you.
I'm like, I need a two-handed weapon that is larger than I am.
Well, let's see what your weapon options actually are.
Okay.
Okay. Looks like your weapon options are going to be a sword, an axe, and a club. Feel free to skin those however you like. If you want to have a gigantic sword, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I think we gotta go a wumbo sword, just the biggest we can hold.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So a kobold barbarian with a big old sword. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Um, I am really looking forward to this, and I cannot wait to see what kind of trouble you get into with your little kobold. So,
Oh, hopefully all of it.
yes. So we're going to quickly throw your character together, and we will make sure that you have that and that you're all ready for everything that we need to do going forward. So, for everyone at home, we'll see you in just a moment. And we're back. All right. So, have you had a moment to take a look at your character sheet?
Yes, and I love it.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Any questions that you might have about your character at all?
Uh, can I be red?
Sure. I don't see why
Yeah.
not.
Okay. All right. We're sold.
Yeah. Yeah. Plenty of kobolds are red. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Excellent.
I'm just a little guy. I'm the barbarian kobold. Oh yeah, we're ready. We are so ready.
Amazing. Amazing.
We're
All right. Well, let's get started then. You wake up in a place that you do not recognize. You're being washed over with this kind of pulsing rainbow light, and that's really the only source of light that you can see. It's coming from somewhere below your feet because you're laying down, and you're laying down in some kind of recessed pit. Maybe you're about 4 feet down in this pit, laying on cold, hard stone. Around you, there are stairs that lead out of this little tiny pit. And the other thing that you notice is that there is a clockwork flying orb that is just kind of hovering and watching you with some kind of curious intent. What do you do?
want to get up
Hmm.
and I want to look to see. I had a small gold hoard, and now I'm not immediately seeing it. I want to look to see if any of the gold pieces are with me in this pit.
You don't see any gold. However, you do see a couple chests that are close to this glowing portal that's kind of in front of you now.
And how shiny is this orb that is looking at me?
It is shiny. It is decidedly gold. It is a golden clockwork orb.
Oh, I want it. Can I make a? It catches my eye almost like a shiny crow,
Okay.
and with it being gold, I want to jump up at it and try to grab it.
Okay. Sure. Let's make a roll for that. Why don't we roll? You want to roll athletics for me to see if you can jump and grab? I think you also have feats that let you jump better.
Oh, are they passive or do I have to activate?
You will not need to activate them. I'm looking at powerful leap. You can do a 5 foot vertical leap without making a high jump, so you can just boop, quite up. You
Okay.
got ups. Yeah.
And yeah, okay. Do I have to like roll that into my thing, or do I just say, "Hey, I want to make a powerful jump"?
Yep. No, I think you just make one. You take a short horizontal or vertical jump. Jumping any greater distance would require high jump or long jump, but in this case, you probably don't need that. Um, you are not all that big, so this is a leap. But yeah, I think it's perfectly okay with me if you want to just roll um, athletics to see if you can catch this thing. So I'm gonna set a DC, and you roll, and we'll see if you beat it.
Okay, I'm clicking the little wheel, the die on it.
If you look at the top of the screen, I think you're gonna see attributes, skills, effects, utility. You may have some other things. There should be a bar there. Do you see that?
I do see that. Yes,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was okay. I can just
Yeah. You
okay.
should just be able to click athletics.
Yeah, and then it pops up with the roll
Uh huh.
screen.
Yep.
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 Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is significantly better than the DC that I had anticipated. So you, without trouble whatsoever, jump up and grab this thing out of the air. And I don't think it's going to make any noise, but its little wings are going to flap like crazy, and it is going to the kind of lights on it are going to all start lighting up red and flashing, which you can probably interpret as, "Oh my gosh, unhand me."
Okay. It's fighting in my hand. I'm happy with my new treasure, though. I have gold.
Mm-hmm.
I do I want to try to wrestle it so I can hold it in my hand as like under my arm, almost like a football.
Yeah, I can give you that, honestly. I think, just in terms of rule of cool, if you want to tuck that thing under your arm, you go for it.
Oh yeah, we have a big gold piece of gold in our book. Look,
Okay.
we are we're not the brightest, but we understand shiny is good. So
Amazing.
I am now so proud of myself that I have a big gold orb, and now I see treasure chests, and treasure chests have gold in them.
Yes, they do from time to time.
So I would like to walk over to them, but before trying to open them, I want to give them each a kick.
Okay, no problem. You should actually be able to move your character even just with your
Oh,
keys on your keyboard.
okay, let me.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. And you can go right up to that treasure chest. You can kick it. It does not kick you back, but you can open it up, and you open it up just by clicking on it. I think you have to double click.
okay. Oh, I think because I moved on top of
Yeah,
it.
I think maybe so.
There we go. Let me. Okay, perfect. A striking great sword.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I click loot, I think.
Yeah, you could loot. You can also just click and click and drag it right onto your sheet if you like.
Okay, let's see. Click.
Yep.
Aha! I take it. I
Nice.
now have a bit. Oh wait. But looking at the striking great sword, that is two-handed. I want to try to carry it in one hand, but because it's two-handed, I'm gonna kind of fumble it a little. So I
Sure.
set my little gold orb down so I can pick up my sword.
Okay. I think the moment that you set it down, it's going to try to fly away.
I'm a little too focused having my big old sword and
Okay.
celebrating my newfound treasure to notice.
Well, somewhat surprisingly, it doesn't fly very far away from you. It just flies away enough that it can still keep a close eye on you, and it'll just continue to watch you very carefully from a little bit farther away.
Okay. I've grabbed it once. I feel confident if I can grab it again. If it's hanging by me, it
Hmm.
is now my pet gold.
Absolutely. My
All right.
pet gold. I love it.
Oh, I'm trying. Let's see. I'm trying to move with the arrows, and it says I can't.
Huh. Wonder why that would.
I
Oh,
will. I will. Wait, let's go here. Oh, do I? If I go, I can open this new treasure chest. There is an
I
armor
can.
chest. I have buckle armor, a demon mask, ooh, and healing
Hmm.
potions. Oh, buckle armor.
Yeah,
Yes,
these are
yes.
definitely things that are going to be helpful for you.
We want them.
Yes. And you may want to equip that right away. And to do that, you're just going to open up your inventory and click that thing that looks like a shirt. Um,
Oh. And then yeah, same with the healing potion and the treasure.
yep.
Oh, I do have treasure. Yes, yes.
Yes. You do have a little bit of gold on you,
I want to make a little happy noises once I find the treasure in the pocket. I
yeah.
assume I find it in the pockets of the
Yeah,
armor.
I'm
There we
sure
go.
you do. Yeah.
A little happy dance with their little sword.
I love it. I
We
love
have
it.
treasure.
Yay.
Okay. All right. I want to look around the room a little more. You said
Sure.
there's stairs. Is there
Uh-huh.
anything else I see other than the treasure chests and the portal or the pit portal?
Yep, you're gonna see three doors, one on either side of that main room, either side of the pit, and then another one exactly north of the pit where you were laying.
Can I see any markings? Like, is the path to one door more worn than any of the others?
No, in fact, everything looks almost too pristine.
Oh,
Aside from this kind of like portal that's giving off light, nothing else seems to be giving off any light whatsoever. The floor itself looks like it hasn't been touched, hasn't been walked on, hasn't been scuffed. On the other hand, the pit looks like it's been chipped at and chipped away, and there have been clearly effects that have happened in the pit, right? So the pit may have some scuffing or some chip marks or some stone missing, but compared to that, the floor of the rest of the chamber looks almost clinical in how pristine it is.
Pace around briefly. Let's see.
Mhm.
But then I want to go up to the portal.
Sure.
Uh, it's a bright, shiny light.
Mm-hmm.
I want to poke at it with the sword.
Okay.
I'm very hesitant of this bright, shiny light.
Okay.
So just give it a little prod into the like shiny portal bit.
Sure, yeah. Think about this like a giant disc, like a giant bright disc, and there's kind of this shimmery, like almost definitely clearly magical portal. Um, Whether or not you know that the rest of your sword disappears as it goes through the portal, maybe you're not even recognizing, unless maybe you're like peeking your head around to the other side or something like that. But as you poke your sword in, it goes in, then comes right back out. So you don't really necessarily notice that it does anything magical. It just seems to be kind of open space.
Okay, so you're just a big thing of light. I
Yeah.
want to take one finger and one little clawed finger and kind of gently poke into the portal.
You definitely feel very, very weird as you do this because as you poke one finger in, everything feels very different on the other side. Your finger is going to feel a very different temperature, a very different heat, a very different quality of air. And it's I think it's probably pretty easy for you even to reason that this is a doorway of some kind.
So we have the doors in there, and we have this magical portal door.
Hmm.
Hmm. Let us. I'm gonna go back. I didn't like the weird feeling on my finger. I didn't
Hmm.
like it.
Hmm.
It's too magical for me. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna kind of pace the room, look at the door options we have.
Okay. Yep. So the doors look identical on either side. All of these look like really, really just plain doors, very, very ordinary. Um, They're the same either side, very symmetrical. And then of course you have the one to the north with which also looks the same.
Okay. Uh, as I'm gonna be closest to the northern door,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna go to that one,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
Yep.
kick it.
Okay. It does not kick you back.
That's good. That's good.
Yep. Yep.
So we're looking for. Does kicking the door open it at all?
It does not. There is a door handle though.
Okay. I'm gonna more politely try the door handle then.
Okay. You open the door, and there is a small hallway inside. I recognize that you can't get through the door with your keys. You would have to click and drag in.
Okay. There
Yeah.
we go.
And the little orb follows you as you go through. So you're now in this teeny tiny little hallway where there's nothing. You left the door behind you open, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Does
Yep.
the
And
little orb give off any light?
not
I don't.
really. It has some tiny itty bitty little lights. Think about the lights on like a DVD player or something like
Okay.
that, right? Um, but other than that, it's not putting off light.
And how dark is it in this little side room?
So that's the thing. You do have light coming in through the door, but also I think you can recognize immediately that while there's no light source in this room, it doesn't seem to be all that dark.
Okay. I can still see around even though there's no light source. Okay.
Definitely. Yep.
All right. And is that another door I spy at the other end of this tiny little itty bitty room?
It is, absolutely.
We kick that one first.
And it does not kick you back.
All right. Is there also a door handle?
There is, yep.
All right. We're gonna more politely try the door handle this time.
Okay. The door will open, and again, there's going to be a long hallway here. No light sources, and yet you see. You don't know where the light is coming from, but while you can't point to any like torch or fire or anything like that, there's definitely light here, and you can see.
All right. We're gonna look around the room. Do we see anything immediate, like Do the doors look identical to the first doors we went through? Are there any markings in this room?
Yep, the doors will look exactly the same. No markings, no scuffs, no anything. Everything looks perfect and pristine. From ceiling to wall to floor, everything just looks kind of immaculate. And in this long hallway, there's nothing other than it looks like at one point there may have been rugs that were laid down. And as you look down, you can kind of see the markings where I bet there was a rug there at one time. You know that kind of feeling that when something is left over and you move it and you go, ah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
like a
almost like you need to
residual.
vacuum it to make it look even.
Exactly, exactly. So that's the only thing that stands out in this area, is just the fact that maybe at one point it had rugs and now it doesn't.
Okay. All right.
Feels like wasted space.
Interesting. All right. We are going to kind of look left and right, be like,
Sure.
try to determine which way, and then just gut feeling, we're going to go to the left.
Awesome.
Being a little cautious because it's a very long, it feels longer than the rest of the hallways we've been in.
I think that the little orb is going to zoom way ahead of you and then watch you as you approach.
Okay. I'm cautiously kind of taking a step, little by little,
Mm-hmm.
through
Mm-hmm.
the hallway. And we
The
see a door.
Yep.
We're going to do what we do to all doors. We're going to kick them.
Awesome. It does not kick you back.
Is there a handle?
There is. Yep.
We
All of these
politely try
doors
to
will
handle again.
effectively be identical. So you'll open that one again.
Oh, uh, it does
Oh,
not.
I closed it. I
Oh,
closed it.
there
All
we go.
right.
Okay, I'm through in the room. I'm seeing a bed.
Yep. Yep. There is a very neatly made bed, really, really nicely folded sheets. Looks pretty perfect. I don't think the picture is exactly what you're seeing because the in the picture it doesn't look quite so neat. But this would be again almost clinical in how well prepared for you it is. Just very nicely prepared.
I want to go kind of look at the bed, inspect it over, and I kind of want to drop down to the floor, look under the bed, see if there's any goodies under there.
Absolutely. You drop down under the bed. You don't see any goodies under there. You don't see anything that you could collect. But there are actually some carvings around the edge of the bottom of the bed. And you can't effectively read them because you don't speak this language, whatever it is, or maybe it isn't even language, but when you look at it and you try to make sense of it, it looks intentional. It looks like it's probably somebody has put this here. And one of the things that you're noticing as you look at this is that actually, you know what? I'm gonna make you roll. I'm gonna make you roll for this. I'm gonna make you roll. Let's roll society.
Okay.
Not gonna be an easy. Whoa,
I got
whoa,
28. What do you
wow,
got?
wow,
Is
wow,
that a
wow, wow,
nat
wow.
20?
That's a nat 20. That's a nat 20. Um, with a nat 20, I'm going to tell you immediately without any hesitation whatsoever. These are mathematical. It's some kind of mathematical sequence. And so it starts with a very low number, and then it's slowly, sequentially growing, right? So it spans the entire edge of the bottom side of this bed, and it is some mathematical sequence with definite intention.
Okay. Do I while I can see that it's mathematical growing, do I recognize it? Like, would I say, like, hey, this is the Fibonacci sequence, or is it just to mean numbers?
It's probably just numbers to
Okay.
you, but what stands out is that this was clearly done to send a message.
Okay. And I don't have. Yeah, no, I don't have anything I could write with, so I'm gonna look at the first few numbers,
Sure.
try to remember them, and then what's my how smart am I? Oh no, we're not smart. We're gonna try to remember the numbers, but it's a lot of numbers, and we're gonna numbers get big, and that's all
Yes.
we're gonna commit to memory.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
We're also gonna look around. There's no one else around, right?
Yep. You are totally by yourself.
I want to go to the clean, pristine bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna climb on top of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna jump up and down a little bit, just have a little
I
bit of fun.
love it. I love it. I love it. I
I'm
love
just a
it.
little
That's so
guy
perfect.
jumping, like no one's around. I want to jump on the bed and have a little fun.
I think the orb has been outside most of this time. As soon as you climb up on the bed, I think it's going to come in here and just intently watch you. You almost wonder if it's watching you with judgment, but you jump up and down on that bed and that thing just hovers and watches you.
I'm gonna jump up once I know. I'm gonna be jumping up and down when it comes in watching. Once I notice it watching me, I'm gonna stop jumping on the bed like I've been caught.
Okay.
I'm gonna get off the bed and presume like nothing happened. May give a little glare to my little glowy orb prize.
I think the orb is going to look back at you, and you may interpret the look on its little face as disappointment,
Okay. Oh,
and it's going to leave the room.
oh, there we go. All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave the room as well. Oh.
Okay.
Looks like the door is locked.
Should be open.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as we go, we are gonna go check out the other side of the hall. See if there's anything else, because there were 2 doors. We do remember that.
Yep.
We're gonna go this one. Being a door, doing what doors do, we're gonna kick it.
Okay. Yep. It does not kick back.
Okay, then we're gonna try to politely open it.
Okay. Yep. I think it's open now, so you can just move through. Yep.
Okay.
And you
we see another bed.
You see another bed, and I'm gonna point out immediately. I think the orb is gonna come in and watch you, but I think I want to point out immediately is probably stands out to you that this bed looks identical to the other bed, down to the way that the sheets are folded. It looks the same.
I want to look to see if the numbers are there as well, like identical pattern with the getting bigger.
I'm extremely interested in how you interpret this, but as you lean down and get close to that bed, you don't see any numbers.
Do I see, if I get kind of on my hands and knees, look under it, do I see anything under the bed as well?
Nope, looks like it's perfectly clean under there.
And there's no numbers where the numbers were on the last bed, right?
Nothing whatsoever.
Okay.
Just smooth wood.
All right, I'm going to touch the smooth wood where the numbers were on the other, just to kind of poke to, like,
Yeah.
is there anything maybe covering it up?
I think as you brush your fingers across the wood, I think you are going to notice very, very, very subtle, and you can't even say for certain if this is true or not, but you do notice that maybe there's the residual kind of like groove in the wood where maybe something was written here. Maybe it's been buffed out, but you're not sure.
Interesting. And it's probably too buffed out for me to like make heads if it is like the same symbols or not.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I noticed the gold orb watching me. I look at the bed, but then I look at the orb, and I'm like, all right, I can't have my fun. And then I go to leave the room.
Okay.
All right. We're back down the hallway. We're going to come back where we came from, or at least attempt to. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. No problem.
Looks like the door is shut.
I think they're both open. I think it's just being finicky. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was a trap.
Yep. Nope.
All right. I'm going to look left and right, and the doors are both going to look the same to me. So I'm going to go back over to the portal.
Okay.
All right. We're going to walk in the portal. We put our finger through it the first time, along with the sword. It felt odd. Oh, why can't I move? Okay. We're just going to click and drag then.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is, can I stand like on the thing without going into it?
Yeah, this would effectively be like a pedestal here.
Okay.
The actual portal itself is going to be that center part.
Okay. And so when I put my finger through it, it felt weird, but there was no damage or anything, right? I gained back health. All right. Yeah. I'm going to hold my breath. And I'm just gonna, like, is there a frame to it, or is it floating just the portal, no edges?
Definitely a frame. I think you can think about it like it's kind of like the Stargate, if you remember that show. Yeah. So it does have a stone frame with some runes carved into it.
Okay. I'm gonna hold the sword just kind of loosely in one hand, and I'm gonna put
Mhm.
my other hand on the frame of the portal just to kind of brace myself.
Okay.
So I can kind of easily pull back if needed.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold my breath and kind of stick my head through the portal.
Okay. Um, we're going to have to do this in a little bit of a contested way.
Okay.
The moment that your head enters through the portal, rather than seeing anything on the other side, you're going to feel this sickly pulling feeling from your stomach, as if your head were being separated from your body. And it's clear that once you're kind of this far invested, the portal is pulling you through with like gravitational force, right? Um, and so before you can take in anything, before you can see anything, you are being pulled through. And so I'm really curious if you want to try to fight that force or if you're going to let go.
I do want to try to, as soon as I start feeling the sickly feeling in my stomach,
Hmm.
I want to try to push back, like have my hand that's braced on the frame, like help,
Hmm.
like push my, like try to pull my head back.
Okay. I am actually going to have you do a fortitude save here.
Fortitude save.
Hmm.
Oh, what is save? Fortitude.
So if you have your sheet open, it's going to be on the left. So you'll see your AC is like a blue shield, and then below that you'd have your perception, and then your initiative, and then under that would be your
Oh, okay, yeah.
saves. Yeah.
All right. That is a 14.
Okay. I am actually going to have you take 4 points of damage.
Okay. Where do
So I will take care of that for you.
Okay.
I'm going to put you now at your new hit point total, which is 96.
Okay. Where it hurts. We definitely don't like it, so we kind of pull back even harder.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Unhappy that they're like, oh, this feels bad. Like
Yeah.
back up, back up, back up.
Okay.
Do we come out of the portal?
Oh yeah, you do. You're
Okay.
you're
Okay.
back. You're back in the room.
Okay. I did not like. I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna kind of swear at the portal. I didn't
I
like
love
that
it.
thing.
I love it.
All right. We're gonna go back, and now that we're not a fan of the portal, we're gonna go back to look at kind of the doors again. Look
Uh-huh.
left, look right, and we're gonna go left again.
Okay.
It's a door,
Mhm. Yep.
as doors are accustomed to. We kick it.
Yep. It doesn't kick you back.
It doesn't open automatically.
It doesn't open until you reach for the handle, and
Okay,
then
we politely try the handle.
yes, yeah, it would open.
Oh, I see. So it looks like I'm seeing a almost like a hearth or a fireplace.
That's right. Yeah, there's this beautiful, very nice, warm, welcoming fireplace, and the moment that you step into this room, you feel yourself healed. You
Oh,
go back to your full hit points.
oh, I like this room.
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel strong. I
Um,
want to flex my little tiny dragon kobold body. Like, aha! I'm healthy now.
yes. Yeah, so just a very nice, there's a nice fire, a nice warm, like stone fireplace. It's very welcoming. It's a place where you feel like you could just sit and be if you wanted to.
Okay, okay. Now we're feeling healthy. We're like, okay, we're feeling on top of the world right now. We're gonna go
Mhm.
back out. We're gonna see what goodies await us in the other door.
Awesome.
We kick. We then politely try the handle.
Nice. Nice. It opens
Another fireplace.
and it looks identical.
Do
It
I
looks
see
identical.
any symbols or anything carved around it this time? This time I'm looking. Now that I've gotten past the euphoria of feeling better from the last one, this one I feel more
Yeah.
like, okay, I see it. Do I notice any symbols or carvings?
Symbols no, carvings no. You will notice at the top of the fireplace, sitting on top, there's going to be a tiny little figure, a single tiny little figure. Now, for you and me, I'm going to tell you that this thing is about the size of what we would think of as a little D&D mini. About that same size, right? But for you, you wouldn't know what a D&D mini is,
Yeah.
right? So for you it just looks like a small statue, a little itty bitty, kitsy little thing. And it's sitting all the way at the top of the fireplace. Good news, bad news. I think you might be too short to just reach up and grab it.
How shiny does it look to me?
It does not look shiny. It looks like it's probably carved out of stone of some kind. Probably not super valuable, anything like that.
I notice it's a little like carving, but it's stone. It's not shiny. We
Yep.
we leave it. It's a little too high up. We jump for the gold. We didn't. This is It doesn't seem worth the effort for a rock.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave it be and come back out.
Okay.
All right. With our options done, we're gonna come back to our nemesis, the gate
Okay.
or the portal.
Yep.
I want to take the flat side of the sword and just give the edge like a small little whack.
Of the stone kind of frame.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the stone does not move.
This is more therapeutic than anything. All right. We're gonna we're gonna back up a couple steps.
Okay.
Hold our breath, and then just make a running, diving jump
Okay.
in through the portal, Geronimo style.
Okay. The whole time that you do that, the orb is just watching you, and then you dive through the portal and you disappear. And you're going to find yourself in a different place. The first thing that you feel is very warm.
Oh, we're feeling toasty.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
This new room that you're in is quite warm. It's also vast. Very, very, very vast. Ahead of you, you see another fireplace, or something like a fireplace that is like a furnace. There's some kind of possibly religious symbol well ahead of you in front of this furnace, and you see two corpses, both of which have heads that suddenly pop off and start floating toward you, and we are going to enter combat right away.
Oh.
Being a little slow for me, so let me just... Okay, everybody's in. You will be rolling initiative, which you're going to do by rolling your perception.
Okay. I see deception,
It's probably on either your front page, or it would be on your bar. It would be under
yeah, there we
attributes.
go. Front page, roll initiative.
Yep.
Yeah, 22.
Grand. Very, very good. Okay. That does mean that you are going first. So you just popped out into this room, and two floating skeletons, or skulls, I should say, are about to zoom at you.
The skulls, if they're coming at me, I assume I immediately sense their hostility. I don't like flaming skulls. They're spooky.
Yeah. They're also on fire. Just
Oh, that's even worse.
yeah.
All right. We are going to not rage just yet, but we are going to sudden charge at them.
Okay.
Which is we will quick sprint, so we dash up, striding twice. I'm not sure what the gap is between us. So I'm gonna sudden charge though. So I run up,
Okay.
and if you end your movement within melee, I make a strike.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't sure what the gap is, so that should close the gap on it if I'm going first.
It looks like it's 50 feet away. And there is a measuring tool to the left, so you just have to be careful whether you're clicking the measuring tool or the distance, or I'm sorry, the token, because if you're measuring, you can't move.
Okay, yeah, I see measure distance and then measurement controls.
Yeah.
So it's
measure distance. Yeah, there you go. You've got that little thing now.
Yep. Okay, so I have base 30, so they're 50 feet away. So because the sudden charge lets me stride twice, so that's 30. That should get me right there. We'll go to the left skull, same distance, but we gotta pick one.
Okay.
We'll go to the left skull and make a strike.
Okay. Grand.
So, I'm still moving.
Yeah.
There, uncheck. Wait, I can't uncheck it.
I think you need to check the little square at the top. Looks like a
Okay.
reticle.
I was trying
Yeah.
to uncheck. There.
There you go. There you go.
Ta-da!
Awesome. All right. Good. And then before you make your roll for attack, I want you to hover over that flaming skull and hit T, and you should get some little arrows that show up.
Yes, little red angry arrows on the box.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So then you can roll your strike. For you. Yep.
I click. So clicking an action doesn't roll it, does it?
It
No.
does not. It does not. So then you would have to. I think we can say that your sword was already drawn. I think you were probably carrying it behind you.
Oh, I didn't realize draw was an action.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I see plus 14. I see a
Mhm.
fist, a plus 14, plus 6, and a
Yeah.
plus 10.
The fist would be your unarmed strike. So if you hit that draw 2 hand on your sword, good.
Okay,
And now you're going to get that 15.
gotcha. Okay, so I just do the plus 15. That's the
Yep. You
first
just
one, then second, then third. I
exactly.
assume.
Yep. Yep.
All right, we roll. That is bad. That's a crit miss.
Oh no. Oh no. Hold on just 1 second. I just what did I do with those?
We were so We were so confident in ourselves.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. I have news. I have news. This is going to be a critical fumble. So that literally is a nat 1.
Yes.
All right. Give me but a moment. I will prepare something for you. Okie dokie. This is what happens. Bad fall. You fall prone and are slowed 1 until the end of your next turn. So I should have told you this beforehand, and I think I'm probably going to need to tell you now. But knowing that what's going to happen now is that you're going to miss, and with this really heavy weapon that you've never swung before, it's going to cause you to probably fall forward and be a little bit slowed, right? Which
Okay.
to some degree makes sense. However, before that happens, I want to explain hero points, because you have 3 hero points. And a hero point will let you do one of a couple things. One thing that you can do with the hero point is use one of your 3 hero points, and you won't get any more. So these are all the hero points that you're going to get. One thing that you can do is just fully re-roll. You say, I don't like that roll. I don't like what's about to happen. I want to re-roll that. And then you would take your next roll, but whatever you roll, you have to take. Or, and this is a house rule that I do just for my guests, you can use a hero point and elevate to the next possible level. So a critical miss would just become a regular miss. A regular miss would become a hit, and a hit would become a critical hit.
You know what? I'm gonna keep my crit. Like, it's first one. Like, we rolled a little fumble. That's okay. That happens.
Yep.
We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna save our hero point.
Okay, good. I think that's smart. All right, so you will be slowed as well. So slow is going to mean that you only have 2 actions on your next round.
Oh, okay.
And that is your next round.
Yeah, so I use 2 of my points to do the swing, and then I'm prone now. Can I'd like to use my last point to did I drop my weapon with the critical fumble?
No.
Okay. I'll use my last point to kind of stand back up and try to like dust myself off after falling flat on my face with the swing.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Good. Well, then that brings us to the next creature's turn, which will actually be the one that's slightly farther away from you. Based on their movement speed, I'm going to take a look here. I am going to have this one. Oh, it doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but I think that's okay. It does have a little fly speed, so it can fly behind you here, and you are now flanked. And what's it going to do? I am going to have it... It uses an attack on you, which is called Forehead. That's the attack. It foreheads you.
I love it.
Yes. And I think it's going to be able to do this twice. So let's see how this goes. That is a hit. And let's see how much damage it deals. It's going to deal 7 damage to you. So you can just hit that damage button there at the bottom on the chat log. Yep. And you took 7. Okay, great. And then it's going to do it again. That is a miss. So it misses and ends its turn, which brings us to the next one. Okay, so this next one is now going to attack. Yeah, it's going to do the same thing. I don't think it cares. It's just going to attack you 3 times in a row.
Okay.
So
she's gonna try bash heads.
Yep. It's gonna bash at you. So let's. That is a hit. Again, we'll roll the damage. 12 damage.
Oof.
Yeah. Second attack is a miss. Third attack at a -10 is going to be a critical miss, so that ends its turn. Which brings us back to you.
Okay, well now I have been hit by these flaming headbutts. I am unhappy with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to rage.
Nice.
So I use it. Okay, quick tempered is the free one, right? Yeah, it lets me. So we apply effect, and I have 8 temporary hit points. I am enraged.
Nice.
If I attack, then use something like sudden charge or intimidating strike, does that still apply like the -5, -10?
If it has the attack trait.
Okay.
So the particular action that you're taking, if it says attack, then it would incur that. So like in the case of sudden charge, that doesn't have the attack trait. Although now I'm understanding sudden charge lets you take a strike. The strike does have the attack trait.
Okay, so the strike itself is
exactly.
It just allows you. All right.
Yeah.
And then your blow, intimidating strike is your blow not only wounds but also shatters their confidence. Make a melee strike, and I assume strike is strike is the attack. Okay, so it does count as attacks.
Yep.
So, all right, it takes 2 if I want to intimidate this thing. You know, I don't, and so we can move.
Yeah, always good to kind of think about where you are, what kind of positioning you have in this particular game.
Yeah, and how big is this hearth?
It's very large. It would definitely require climbing if you tried to go up there. I would say it's probably I don't know, 10 foot climb up, maybe less than that. We'll say 8.
Yeah. I am going to try to move to the side of this skull.
Okay.
With one of my things, and then I will do a furious intimidating strike at it.
Okay.
Which should use 2.
Mm-hmm.
Use it. I don't have the use button when I click the action.
Oh, actually. So the problem here is the fact that you're slowed.
Oh, because I only get 2 actions.
You only get 2 actions.
Okay, then I'm just going to move to the side once and then make a normal attack, which should be 1.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Okay. That is a 26.
Yeah, excellent. So you roll that damage icon.
That's 13 on the skull.
Nice. And I will take that damage. Okay.
All right, that should be both because I moved and I attacked.
Yep. All right, great.
Because I'm slow.
All right. Well, that one that you kind of left behind down here, Is it going to be smart, or is it going to be stupid? I think it's going to be smart. It's going to do a ranged attack at you. So it's got a ranged attack called Spitfire. So it's literally going to spit some fire at you. And let's see how this goes. It will roll targeting you. That's a hit.
Oof.
And it does 5 damage to you. Okay, great. And then after doing that, I think it's going to again move behind you, kind of pinning you in a little bit, and then make a forehead attack at you, which will miss.
Okay.
All right. Then the other one, it's going to do the same thing again. It's just gonna go
Swing away.
forehead at you. It's so weird to say. Oh, that's a crit.
Ooh, that's a crit. Yep.
That's a crit. Okay. For 12 damage.
Ouch.
Yep. And
persistent fire damage.
Yep, I do think that you take that. So you are taking that persistent fire at the end of your turn, and it does have a couple attacks left actually. Critical miss. I'm just going to end its turn there. It critically missed, and it comes back to you.
All right. Well, I am unhappy that I am burning.
Yes.
Am I still slowed?
You're not. No, you
Okay,
have all
that
of your
lasts
actions
till the end
now.
of the turn.
Yes.
All right, I am going to first try to smack the flaming skull that is just directly in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So that is strike plus 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crit.
That is a crit. Amazing.
You only just click damage?
Click critical.
Oh, click critical. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Now, was that the one that's in front of you here?
No, it was the one that that one. That
Okay, this one?
Yep, that I've targeted.
All right.
On my
I
screen.
will take that damage. It is dead.
Okay.
Nice. One
And
shot,
then,
one kill.
feeling confident, like a little more I have slayed the skull. I'm gonna I don't know if turning around takes an action, but
Now,
I'm not moving. I just want, because I'm flying, I want to turn around and I want to do an intimidating strike on this one. It's the T. There we go. Target.
before you do that, as you strike through this flaming skull, it explodes.
Oh.
And it puts out a blast of fire and bone that would deal 1d6 piercing damage plus 1d6 fire damage to every adjacent creature. And you are adjacent.
That is me.
Yep. Okie dokie. Sorry that I split your turn up there.
No, you're fine. Look, hey, we're successful. We're reflective.
Yes.
Little guy, big actions. All right. I will now smack this thing with an intimidating strike for my other 2 points.
Nice.
So that should be a plus 10, right?
I believe that's right.
Here's my second attack.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It's a 15. It's a miss.
Yep. Sadly, that's a miss.
Okay.
Okay.
That should be all 3 of my actions.
Huh. That brings us back to this. Oh, you do get to roll your recovery check. Now, does that do it automatically? I don't think it does.
No, I declare. I failed.
Okay. All right. I think this one... I think it's actually going to disengage. I don't think it liked that you beat its friend up. And I think it's going to move back as an action and then take a Spitfire action at you.
I'm getting Hawk-2'd by a skull. I don't like this.
Indeed. It does miss, and with its second action, it critically misses. So, end of its turn.
All right. Sun Charge does... Let's see. So... Oh, okay. Sun Charge lets me move twice to do
Yes.
it. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna... Yeah. We're still gonna sudden charge it.
Okay.
Teleports behind you. Nothing personal, skull. Use all our movement.
Okay.
Or use a bunch of it to go. Boop, boop. That's...
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't run around. You're moving twice, so that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And then strike for the first part of it.
Nice.
That is a crit.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, these skulls have been exploding on me. They've spit at me. They get no mercy.
Oh
It's
my
50
gosh.
damage.
That's almost definitely going to kill it. Yeah, it's dead. It will explode.
Explosion.
Yep. Okay.
And then basic reflex.
Yes, I will give you the basic reflex.
It's a fail.
Okay. So that's 6 damage.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The moment that that thing explodes, without any hesitation whatsoever, a door appears right here. Just appears out of nowhere.
In the little portal.
Yeah, it's actually just a wooden door. Not really a
Oh.
portal, so much as just an actual wooden door. Looks very suspiciously like those doors
Oh,
that were in that place you were before. And it's now just a freestanding door, just right there in the middle of the room.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So this room is vast.
Mhm.
Do I have a minute to kind of catch my breath? Like,
You you
we
have you
exit
have
rage and whatnot.
you have minutes. You
Oh,
don't necessarily have time to rest, but yes, you can exit. You can
okay.
exit rage.
Yeah. I more mean just like look, not like long or short rest, just
Mhm.
like look around the room.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Uh, we go up to so I'm seeing like what looks like two like pedestals to the sides of the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
If from a distance looking at them, do I see anything odd about them? Do they just look like concrete?
Yeah, no, they just look like stone. They just look like they've been here for a long time, maybe.
Okay. And I want to turn my head looking back and may take a few steps towards the hearth,
Sure, yeah.
close to the bodies. Do
Mhm.
I want to take a look at the hearth? Does it look at all like those very nice fireplaces from the last area that I liked?
It doesn't. It doesn't look very much like it at all. I mean, it is a large hearth. It is a large kind of brazier is not a right word, but like a huge furnace, if you will. But the stone looks totally different. The design looks totally different. Instead of being a nice warm fireplace, this really is kind of a furnace with kind of like a burny bit at the bottom that's not really putting out as much like nice, pleasant warmth. It's clearly just like there for burning.
Okay. Do I notice any writing or symbols alongside the furnace?
Not really, no, nothing that really stands out to you.
Okay. And then looking at the corpses that the rude flaming skulls
Yes.
were off of, do I see any treasure equipment items kind of laying around the bodies?
Nope, nothing in particular.
Okay.
Anything that might have been here, it seems like it's probably dusted by time.
All right. Uh, well, I'm gonna walk up near the door, not
Okay.
necessarily like right at it, just
hmm
slightly within vision, because it just popped up out of nowhere. If I look like to the front and back of it, do I see any like thing, or is it just a like a freestanding door somebody propped up in the middle of that little red circle?
It's a freestanding door, and it looks pretty much the same on both sides. There's a handle on either side. You can't even tell by looking at it which way the hinges go, just because of
Okay,
the way the hinges are kind of buried in the door.
got it. Uh, all right. I have that lesser healing potion
Mhm,
that I found in one of the treasure chests. I would like
mhm,
to like. I'm feeling. I didn't like those skulls. I got headbutt quite a bit.
mhm.
Uh, I'd like to kind of take a swig of that. I'll use the potion.
Okay, great. You should be able to do
18
that
healing.
from yeah, yeah, nice.
All right,
Great.
and then I want to
Uh,
throw. Well, actually, oh no, I'm gonna. Can I hold on to the empty bottle?
Sure.
All right. I thought for a second I was gonna thematically throw it into the fire, but no, we're gonna an empty bottle can be handy.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna walk up to this door.
Okay.
We're gonna kick it.
Okay.
Does anything
Um,
happen?
I think I'm not gonna make you take any damage, but this one hurt.
Oof.
Yeah.
I
When
knock,
you
stumble back a little.
Yeah. When you kick this door, the wood of the doors before, they were wooden doors. Wood has give to it. That's pretty normal. When you kicked this, it didn't kick like wood. It kicked like steel.
Okay. Oof. Uh, all right. We're a little shit. We kind of stumble back a little. We shake
Mhm.
it off. We approach politely. Is there a handle on it, or is it like a push? Like,
No, there is indeed a handle.
all right. We are gonna cautiously reach out and touch the handle and kind of try to open the door normally.
Okay. Yep. No problem. The door will open and you can see through. You can see through. It's not like a portal. There is a room on the other side of this door and it looks kind of like a treasure hoard a little bit. You don't see like overflowing gold everywhere, but on the other side, you see what may be some kind of museum with lots of books, really beautiful books, tucked away here and there, some artifacts, things like that. Definitely pings your valuable radar.
Oh, so I see shiny.
Hmm.
Oh, we are going right through that door.
Nice,
We are
nice,
blinded by the shiny. And a little bit of greed. We want to add to our hoard.
nice. All right. As you go through the door, you're going to find yourself someplace else. You're going to find yourself in this beautiful circular room. It's well kept, but it's a little bit, you might imagine that it would be rather pleasing for a hoarder, right? That this is
Okay.
the kind of place where there's a lot of stuff that's been accumulated and gathered over a lot of time. Um, and as you step through, there's kind of just a quiet stillness in this place. But as I said, around you, treasures, books, not necessarily like gemstones, not things that you think of as traditionally like in a dragon's hoard. These are rather things that maybe they've been held and kept by people. Maybe they've been literally treasured over time.
I'd like to look around at the treasures, see kind of like any notable objects that are specifically stand out amongst the hoard.
Are a lot. There are quite a few. Um, In the center of the room, you're gonna see a table and a couple chairs, but there's nobody there at the moment. Around the room, you see weapons that are locked behind some cases. You see lots of books, and they look like they're books from looking at them different times, different time periods. They're not uniform, so they don't seem like they all came from the same place or anything like that. Um, you don't see things that look like traditional money, but rather things like masks, artifacts, those kinds of valuables, I think.
I want to look at the weapons specifically that were
Mhm.
behind the glass. Are any
Sure.
big swords that look bigger or more impressive than my current sword?
Bigger than your sword, probably not. You're gonna see a couple really, really beautiful spiked maces. You'll see some long swords, but they look more like they were, traditional long swords, whereas yours is more like a great big bastard sword or something like that,
Okay.
right? Um, but these look usable, sure, but probably more valuable than they are usable.
Antiques.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Well, as every kobold knows, the bigger the weapon, the more powerful it is. So
Of
I'm
course.
gonna dismiss these weapons as worse than my current big sword.
Yes, I love it.
And going over to the artifacts, the
Mhm.
pile of those, are there any that are particularly shiny?
I think you may see a mask that's made of gold like flakes. That's probably interesting to you. I think that you'll probably see maybe something that looks like a Fabergé egg type thing. Um, I think you would probably see a dagger, like a Chris dagger, one of those um what do you call it? Windy ones, side windy ones. And it is probably made of just pure gold with a beautiful emerald right on the hilt.
Our eyes light up at that one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I want to reach out,
Hmm.
and I'm just blinded by the shiny and the greed of how gold and adorned it looks like good treasure. I'm gonna
Mm.
reach out. I'm gonna take that dagger.
Okay.
Not,
As you
not
reach
checking
out,
for traps, anything. We are blinded
yes,
by greed.
valid, valid. No traps, but as you're reaching out, as you're about to grab this, you hear a voice from somewhere else in the room that you hadn't noticed that anybody was here, but you hear a voice from somewhere else in the room that just goes, "Stop! No, that's not for you."
I mean, I want to pull my hand back and I'm like, little kobold, like a little swear. I'm on edge. Who's there and who's trying to keep me between treasure? I'm on a high alert now.
Nice. As you turn from behind one of the bookshelves, you're going to see a woman who looks like this. So she's wearing kind of like a business suit. She's wearing a tie. She has two sets of horns. So one kind of curvy ram horn that comes from the side of her head, and then from the back of her head, she has these horns that kind of point upward, that go up towards the sky. And she's got this very, very pale skin and this dark hair that's braided behind her. And she just kind of peeks out from behind a bookshelf and she goes, "No, this is not for you. That's mine, and you can't have it."
I want to stamp my foot and argue and point at it. Just stamping and being like upset and pointing at it and then pointing at me like mine.
Actually, that's actually mine, not yours.
I'm gonna cross my arms and kind of look my head to the side.
Um, do you normally speak this language? I think you can understand me. Do you speak like me?
Uh, common, right? Or
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty like 99% sure.
I'm almost positive that you would have gotten
Yeah,
common.
I
Yes,
yes,
you have
common. Yes,
common.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Tall Dane, yes.
Yes, yes.
Tall Dane for the tall dame, or at
Hmm.
least comparatively.
Yes.
Uh, yep, I do understand. I'm gonna nod. Yep.
That's good. I wouldn't want to waste a spell on you, but I'm going to make some tea. Would you like some tea? Maybe. I'm gonna sit down. She just kind of disappears, and then a moment later, she comes out carrying two cups. She sits down at that table in the center of the room. She says, "You can join me. I have this tea if you want to drink it." She slides it across the table, just waits for you to sit down.
I wanna, as I approach the table, I wanna look at the cup. Is it like ornate? Does it look shiny?
No, it looks relatively ordinary. In fact, you might even imagine that it kind of just looks like an ordinary ceramic coffee mug, like from an office. Um, Almost stands out as weird. I almost wonder if you interpret it as like an opal because it would be shiny from your perspective.
Okay. All right. Uh, I wanna pick up the teacup.
Mhm.
I wanna kind of look at it, and I wanna start to try to put it in my pocket, tea and all.
Okay. You will smell from the cup something that smells very, very strongly of cinnamon. But yeah, if you try to put it in your pocket, I think she's not going to stop you, but she is just going to watch you like you're just going to get wet.
I'm gonna get
It's also hot.
no, that's fine. I'm gonna take a sniff of the cinnamon. I smell the cinnamon, and kind of give it a little like when you smell something strong that you weren't expecting, that little head shake
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and up.
Hmm.
Uh, and then looking at the cup, still it's full of tea. We don't mind. It's like shiny. Looks kind of like an opal, like treasure.
Yep.
And we're gonna try to put it in our pocket full of tea. Our pocket's gonna get wet. It's fine.
Okay.
It's our cup
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. She doesn't stop you.
More treasure.
Um, And she says, "I think maybe you like things. Is that right? You like things?"
I want to tell her treasure and like nod up and down like excitedly.
I see. This feels a little bit ethically unwise of me, but I suppose I can give you some treasure to leave here with, but it's not a gift, it is a trade. It's a
I want to
trade.
point at the gold dagger, like with the emerald and everything, and go, treasure, treasure.
That is not mine to give. I cannot give that one away, but I can give you something also very nice. If you like gold, I'm happy to give you something that is gold and nice.
At gold, I perk up. Like my eyes, I'm like, I get visibly excited at the mention of gold.
Okay, that sounds like it's something that you want. Again, I feel like this is morally dubious of me, but what do I care in all truthful honesty? This is the deal that I make with you, okay? I want a story. I collect stories. So I want you to tell me a story. If you tell me a story and I like your story, I'll give you something nice, a treasure, if that's what you want. But you have to tell me your story, and I want you to understand when you give me your story, it is my story now. Do you understand this?
Uh, mind. I'm gonna nod at the mention of treasure, but I am not going to actually fully understand in character. I am not going to understand the implications of the genie-esque language she has used. Out of character, this is every red flag I've ever seen. In character, at the mention of treasure for a story, this person's an idiot. They're giving me gold for I just have to tell them a story. This is great.
I think just in terms of ensuring that she can create a verbal contract, I think she is going to blow a spell here. So she's going to blow a spell just to make sure that you're understanding. And so suddenly you find that not only do you speak common, you speak very, very, very good common. That you completely and totally understand every bit of her language. She's just covering her own butt here and crossing all of the I's and the T's. And she's like, I want to make sure that you really understand, that you
So
know
when
what are happening.
Yeah, so when you say I understand what she means, is it
Mhm.
like am I reading between the lines that it becomes her story I may lose access to this story forever, or am I just understanding that yes,
So
I tell her a story, she gives me gold,
so
like
that's up to you, actually. So
okay.
what she's misinterpreting the situation. She is interpreting this as you don't speak good enough common to understand what she says. And so she's cast an understand language spell on you, to literally cover her own butt so that you understand the implications of the contract. And then once she's done that, thinking that you now understand better common, she's like, "So one more time, the way that this works, I'm happy to give you treasure, but you have to give me story, and then that's my story, not your story." Do you
Okay.
understand now?
I'm gonna say yes, I do understand still. It's the same I don't understand the genie-esque rules we're working with here any better. It's still the same to me. It's just like, yeah, no, I can always speak this. We're just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you a story, you're gonna give me gold. This is great in character.
I love that this is so ethically not okay at all.
Like I
um,
said, out of character, I understand what's about to happen. In character, oh boy, we're about to have this greatest deal of all time.
okay, well then I'm ready. I'm ready to hear your story. I can't wait to tell to hear what it is that you have to give to me.
All
So
right, in much more fluently than my class kobold speaking, which is common. It's just a very thick kobold accent. Uh,
sure, yes,
but much more fluently now that she has cast the understand language because it's going both ways. She's
sure,
understanding me a lot better now.
yes,
I am going to tell her the story that all kobolds know, that kobolds it drives many of the kobold race,
Mm-hmm.
that if a kobold can gather enough treasure and gold to form a proper draconic horde, that a small little kobold can actually ascend to dragondom. This is the legend and myth that is told to all kobolds. This is what drives not all of them, but several, including myself, to why we go out and do this. We want to acquire more of a horde so that we can grow, and as we get the shiny, we can ascend to proper dragondom.
I love this. What's going to happen next is that she is going to, like an angry mom, shake her head from side to side and slowly set down her coffee cup and just glare at you and go, "You cannot sell me something that is not yours. Everyone knows this story. I did not want a story that every kobold knows. I want your story. I want a story that happened to you."
To me, I'm gonna be confused, a little confused, because that to me that is my, like, I am doing this. I am acquiring treasure. This is my whole aspirations. What motivates me as a tiny little guy. And we're gonna be like, what do you mean that's not? This is what I'm doing. This is what I wake up breathing, believing. And I'm a little offended that she's like, "No, your story's bullshit." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I wake up and live this every day."
I love it. I love it. I think she's just gonna kind of shrug and say, "It sounds like maybe you need to think about what it is that makes you an individual rather than what it is that makes you simply a kobold. I don't think that that's what I'm looking for, but you did give me a story, even though it wasn't your story to give away, so I will give you something." And I think she's going to take out just a coin purse of gold, and she's just going to slide it across the table as if it were just like a scrap of worthless paper and be like, "You can take this gold. I don't think it's going to help you very much."
I am going to take this little pouch of gold. I'm gonna open it up, look inside. My eyes are gonna light up at seeing all the gold. And I'm gonna do a tiny little kobold happy dance just in a circle, just kind of stomping my feet left and right as I move in a circle, just like, yeah.
Amazing.
Little happy dance.
I am going to add, let's add 300 gold to your sheet.
Oh, this is a proper kobold horde. Yes, yes.
Indeed. And then she's going to say, "I don't really have any more time for you. The other door, not the one that you came from, but the other one is going to be behind you. You can go whenever you want." And I think she's just going to get up and go back to her bookshelf.
I'm not a I'm not a thief. Part of me really wants to try to take the dagger, but we're not going to.
Okay.
Inside, we are torn. We're gonna look a little bit at the dagger, then look at the nice, somewhat nice lady.
I
Uh,
think
and like, is
I
she still kind of looking?
no, I think she's fully disappeared behind the bookshelf.
Okay, we're gonna go up to the dagger. We're gonna look at it really close. We're not touching it though.
Okay.
And the temptation is gonna be there, but I do feel wary now that like she's already called me out once before I touched
Mhm.
it. Uh, and I
I
am
think
gonna decide against taking the dagger, but
okay.
inside I do want it still.
I think that gold is gonna glint back at you and go, "Ah." You can see your reflection in the gold of this of the metal.
It's gonna be really tempting, but I'm gonna kind of look around for her, even though I don't see her. I'm
Mhm.
very on edge.
Yeah.
And she did give me this gold, and I kind of want to keep the 300 gold because like
Yeah.
she could take it away.
Sure.
And so we're gonna keep that. We're gonna walk away from the dagger, like a like a little like a
Yeah.
tongue, just
Love it.
and pull our head away from it and walk away from it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, and then looking around the, we're assuming this belongs to her now, and we're not gonna steal it because she gave us the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're not looting this room because it's not a treasure room anymore. It's assumed to be her belongings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's we're now disinterested in this room that we can't just have a hoard room to ourselves, but we do have the gold and we're happy about. Still riding high on that. We're gonna go up to the other door that she
Great.
has produced to leave, that she said was the way out.
Yes. Yes. And that door, just like the other door, looks very similar. Little handle there. You're gonna walk through.
Not gonna kick it. I
Okay.
am. If it looks similar to the door that got me through here, we're
Yeah.
not kicking that one. That one didn't go well.
Nice.
We are gonna try the handle.
Okay. Yep. It opens. And as you open that door on the other side, you see a cold landscape.
What was that?
A cold landscape.
Oh, cold. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. We're gonna push through with
Okay.
kind of a chill when you step outside.
Okay. You will find yourself on a snowy mountaintop. I think you have some effects here. I think we can get rid of that persistent fire damage. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm still raging. I couldn't find how to turn it off.
yeah, we got it for you. No,
Okay,
no
perfect.
problem. No
I
problem.
noticed that earlier, but I didn't want to
Yeah,
break scene.
and the moment that you step through, there is at the top of this hill a gigantic elk-like creature that is a megaloceros,
Oh,
and
damn.
it will charge you immediately.
Oh, immediate. Oh no.
Immediately. Okay, so here we go. I will roll initiative for it. It rolled okay, and then I'll have you roll initiative for yourself.
Double click. Do the die. We got. Oh, that was rough.
Uh-oh. All right. Then it is going to go first. Ba, 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 ba. Let's begin this combat.
That was
Okay.
almost a critical. I literally rolled a 2.
It has an ability called Furious Charge. Ba, 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 ba. Let's just see. Yes, I think it's going to be able. No problem. It's going to be able to get to you.
Oof.
Easy, easy, easy. All right. So it will move down and Furious Charge you. It will make a hoof strike.
Oof.
Actually, am I right about this? think I think it can strike twice. It says that it strides twice and makes a hoof strike after each stride. And so, if I'm interpreting this correctly, oh, also you can rage immediately if you want.
Okay, we see it charging at us.
Yes.
We're not as like overly confident as we were with the skulls. The skulls we were way overconfident. We didn't feel rage until they hit us. But seeing
Okay.
this thing, as a big guy, we are
Yes.
gonna use our quick temper and apply rage.
Okay, that's smart. It can only attack once, so it strides fully and then attacks you with a hoof strike. It's going to deal some extra damage if it does manage to hit.
Okay.
So let's see if it manages a hit here. Here we go. Why didn't that do anything? 23.
Oh, is it not targeting me?
I don't know why it wasn't targeting you,
Oh.
but I do think it meets your AC. So I think that's a hit.
Yes, it's exactly my AC.
Yes, yes. So it will hit you, and let me calculate the damage here. It's got the extra 2d4 bludgeoning. Good, good, good. Base damage is good. All right, let's see how much damage it does here. 12 damage.
Oof.
Not that bad. Okay. And then it will have another attack left, or some kind of action. I am going to have it use its antlers. So it will take the penalty to attack you. I think I properly have you targeted now.
Majestic antlers.
That
That
is
is
a hit.
then another 23 exactly.
Yes.
Oh no.
And it didn't get a deadly, which is good, but 17.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be nasty. All
Ouch,
right.
ouch, ouch.
That does end its turn as it gives this majestic.
And this, look, I wanna. You know how they always say when a bear attacks, you gotta be big and scary.
Yes.
I am gonna try to intimidate this moose with an intimidating strike.
I love it.
All right. I have to. It's not. I just do this. Yeah, I forget. We're gonna do the intimidating strike.
Mhm.
27 for a hit.
Nice.
So it should be sufficiently intimidated and roll damage.
Yep.
16.
Okay. Take that damage. And it is frightened 1.
And then honestly, there's no point. I don't think there's much point in running from it. The thing is a giant goddamn elk moose. Do I see any cover nearby or in the surrounding landscape?
Not really. What you see here, the closest would be a dead tree, kind of to the northeast there. Other than that, nothing is really going to provide you much cover at all.
Okay, so that dead tree in the northeast that
Yeah.
is 70, 80 feet away
Mhm.
is the only cover in the area. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just lovely. No, we're gonna swing again at the penalty. Just to really just smack it to the stupid moose.
Nice.
That
That's
is
a
a hit
Beautiful.
for 20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to scare away the moose.
Yes.
Elk.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. So I think that makes it its turn. It is frightened, so it's going to have a bit of a harder time hitting you.
And frighten only lasts until the end of its turn, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just reading through. I think it is going to. I think it's going to start with an antler attack to begin with. So let's see how that goes. It's a miss. And then it will use a hoof attack, which is a critical miss, so that'll end its turn.
All right. Feeling confident in myself that I am scaring this thing. I would like to use. So I have a skill feat, Titan Wrestler.
Nice.
I can attempt to disarm, grapple, reposition, shove, or trip creatures up to 2 sizes larger than me. And as a little guy, I assume this thing is bigger. Is it more than 2 sizes, or up to 3 sizes if I'm legendary athletics? That I don't think I am.
Think you are, but it would be a large creature. So it should be, I think, two sizes larger than you.
Okay, perfect. I would like to try to trip it.
Okay.
Like sweep the leg, like Karate Kid style.
Sure. Yeah. So you
Stupid
are going
moose.
to make a you'll make it an athletics against its reflex DC.
Oh yeah, I'm expert, not legendary. Okay, so athletics check. That is a 22.
22.
Okay, so have I tripped it?
I believe so.
Haha! I feel a great sense of accomplishment just in tripping the mighty beast.
So this thing goes down with a.
And then I want to smack it again as I tower over it with my tiny body, which isn't really towering, but to me it's towering over it. I
You
want to
could
swing down with another intimidating strike.
nice. You
So
could
did the
decapitate this
tripping
thing.
take a attack? It is an attack. Okay, so I'll be at -10 on or -5 on this.
Yep.
But that's fine. That is a miss.
Okay.
On it. So we did not, unfortunately, swing down on the, but it is still tripped.
Yes.
So
Yes. So yeah. Okay. So
so there's no advantage or anything when swing on like a. I assume if it's tripped, is it prone or anything? You know what? So for prone, sorry, for this, they take extra damage, or is it just advantage on the roll?
it would be advantage on the roll, but not necessarily the damage, right?
Oh, wait, I didn't.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, I defeats the brutal bully was bludgeoning damage equal to my strength modifier.
Your strength mod is 4, so it is going to take 4 damage.
It says add this to the damage from a critical success on the trip. I don't think I crit successed it.
That's true.
I think I just tripped it.
It would then add it again.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood it reading it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I did take that damage. It didn't show up, but I've got it taken.
Oh, and then you know what? I think with it being prone, I want to use a hero point. I want to smack this thing while it's down.
Okay, yeah, you're elevating that up to hit.
Great.
So I will use your hero point, and we'll make that into a hit. So go ahead and hit that damage button at the 16, which would have been a miss.
Okay.
Okay.
That is 32, and it should be it's frightened.
And it's also dead.
Haha! Great success over the mighty beast. That was 100% worth the hero point.
Indeed. All right, and I think the moment this thing goes down, with no choice, you feel once again a feeling that you felt recently. You feel this sudden pull as you are, without any choice in the matter, no agency, you're just ripped from this reality and brought somewhere else. And you will appear in a new place, which looks like this.
Interesting. This looks. I look around a little confused. I've been pulled through an area. I'm on edge. I'm like,
Yep.
looking at my surroundings.
Yeah. Ahead of you, you see some. What are these things called? These gates are called portcullis.
Portcullises, yeah.
Portcullis. Yes.
Yeah.
That would kind of lift up, almost as if this were some kind of arena. And you see 2 sets of them. They're both down right now. But through the first, you don't really see anything from your vantage point. I'm gonna double check here, but so as you look in here, you see these portcullises that are currently closed. They're currently down. You see 2 sets of them. Through the first set, you don't really see anything right now, just kind of this open space. But through this other set, you see a Dwemer cat, and it's kind of pacing and looking
Kitty.
at you. Yeah, big kitty.
I want to look around my immediate area and see if I see any items, any stuff, any like chest potions, anything I can have in the vicinity that may be like, hey, I'm getting my bearings. Is there any like stuff?
You don't see anything off the kind of cuff. You're standing in an area of cracked tile, and then outside of that cracked tile, there would have been like dead grass everywhere.
Okay.
And then the whole area is walled in with these stone walls that extend far too up. Even though it's open at the top, you really couldn't climb them. Yeah.
All right. We're looking around. It's I see the cat. We're a little not thrilled that we just fought this big elk,
Mm-hmm.
and now there's a arguably even bigger kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we don't see treasure. We don't see any way out. So the only thing we really see for is pushing forward to this
Yep.
cat.
Yep. And the cat is just glaring at you. It's just walking side to side, kind of just looking at you, just with these hungry little eyes.
All right. Not too thrilled that I am in this area, in this stuck here, where I'm like, hey, I just fought this big elk. I was so confident myself. I've been pulled through, and now it looks like I have
Mm-hmm.
to fight this thing. I
Yep.
am gonna rage.
Okay.
Apply effect. And I don't know if you're gonna make me roll initiative, but like I want the first charge at this stupid cat. I know it's looking at me, but
Okay.
like, look, if I take it down, I can get out of here. It looks like maybe that's my only way out is through this cat.
Mm-hmm. And as of now, the gratings are all down, right? And so you can kind of be on this side and be raging. And the question is, what are you going to rage at?
Yeah. Okay, so they're down. I can't get. I can see it, but I can't go through towards the cat. Right.
You haven't really tried yet.
Well, let's do that. I was gonna. I was gonna try to
Okay.
do my surging strike, but we were gonna
Awesome.
walk up to the gate and
Okay.
see. It's down. You said.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Although,
see if with one hand we can lift it, or
so actually, the moment that you step off the tile,
okay.
you hear a click, and you realize that you were actually pressing down on some kind of very, very large pressure plate. The moment that you're off the tile, all of the gates come up,
Ooh.
and now we're going to be in initiative.
Okay.
So the gates are in the process of coming up, making it a little bit difficult for you to kind of rushing strike in there.
Yeah.
And let me roll initiative for them, and I'll have you roll initiative as well.
Rolled an 18.
Nice.
Kitty. Well,
Okay.
lovely.
Okay. Two skeletal gladiators were on either side of this area in the middle, and the moment that these things start coming up, they're going to rush at you.
Okay.
So I don't know why it did that. We need to go here. Okay. This first one on the right is going to move in. I think it can easily reach you.
Be right at 30.
I'm going to move here. And it can still get you. Let's hit you with a lance.
Pokey poke.
Yes, yes. All right. You are targeted. Roll.
I see you, skeleton. Trying to
That's
stab me.
That's a 16. I still didn't target you, but it definitely missed you. So now it will try to claw at you, since it missed with its lance. That's a 26. That definitely hits.
That does hit. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like that's 13.
13 with his claws?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then it moved, so it's done. That one is done. And the other one is next, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have it
Gladiators are so fast.
take 2 moves. Actually, I want it to appear behind you.
Oh, nothing personal.
Yeah, and it will strike at you with a long sword. It's got this sword out. It attacks. That is
Oh,
also a
yeah,
hit.
that'll hit.
For 14.
Ow!
Yep. And it still has one more, so I think it's just going to do another longsword attack.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it hit.
Okay, so move twice, smack.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It moved twice. It did
Oh,
move twice. I can't hit you
okay.
again. My bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. It only hit the one time. So that brings us to the Dwemer cat then. What am I
Oh,
going to
it
do with
beats
this
me in a
guy?
tie? Oh, no.
Yeah. Did it tie with you?
Yeah, we tied at 18.
I don't know if I
think.
like that. Enemies always win ties. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then, what am I gonna do? Okay. I think it is going to move and pounce. Yeah, it can move and pounce, no problem. So it will move. And it does a strike. It will strike you with its claws as it just kind of leaps through the air. And that's a
Oh, no.
critical hit. That's a critical hit.
Yeah, it is.
This could go very badly.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see how bad this is. 30.
Oh, no.
Okay, you are still up.
Just barely.
Yeah, and it still has go to go. I think it's gonna try to bite you now. It's hungry. So
Hungry kitty. Ah, yes.
yeah, that's a miss.
What is knocking my... Oh, I'm flanked. That's why I'm knocking my
Yeah.
AC down.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that I'm doing the best thing for me here. I am gonna try to claw you again.
I always say I have a plan if I get to my turn that I'm very proud of, but I have to get there first.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. That's a miss. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It is you.
Okay. All right. I am... So, is pushing count as an attack? Let's see, brutal bully, shove. Shove is an attack.
Yeah, all of those would have the attack trait.
And let's see, grapple, reposition. Yes. How much bigger is the skeleton? Is it medium?
It should be a medium creature, I believe.
All right. So we have a plan.
Okay.
I am going to use use my move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move back onto the pressure plate behind the skeleton, which should drop the gates, locking the cat and the gladiator behind them.
I love that. Except for one thing.
Oh, no.
Both the skeletal gladiators have an attack of opportunity.
All right.
So, they're both going to get an attack when you move.
Okay. Do I need to move back to my spot for it to like properly trigger things?
I don't think that should be a problem. I just
Okay.
need to roll their strike. One of them is going to do a claw at you. The farther one will claw. That misses you. And then the other one will use their longsword since it was out and available. And that also misses you. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I to be smart about this, I'm actually going to, for my first attack, do reposition.
Okay.
On the skeleton in front of me to basically pull it back to like onto the pressure plates with me. I want to be fighting on these pressure plates, like in the middle of them, so that it keeps the door locked from the gladiator and the Dwemer cat.
Okay. Yeah, you can totally try that. So,
Okay.
that's just going to be an athletics check. Yeah.
Yeah. Feeds brutal bully is it reposition is attempt athletics check against the target's fortitude DC.
Yep.
I rolled a 28.
That
so
does
it
it.
says a success.
Yep.
I would like to maybe if we're repositioning, can I come here and have the skeleton with me just like in the middle?
Unless I miss my guess, I think if you wanted to move back, that would also require another movement.
Okay,
from
I'll
you.
just flip the skeleton back to the there. That works.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then with my last, I'll just do a normal attack at the minus, like the -5.
Yep.
Because we don't have any built-in healing to get back up with anything. We don't have any abilities to right? I'm looking at what I have. I don't see unless my gold will magically heal me.
No. No.
Would love to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just roll a attack against it.
Okay.
That is a miss.
Okay. All right. So that ends your turn.
Yep.
Okay. The next one to go would be the skeletal gladiator who's on the other side of this thing. And there's just not much that it can do. The gates have gone back down, and it kind of just glares at you and just sort of makes this skeletal sound that's like, how did this happen? Now this would go to the other skeletal gladiator. Kind of hope that he doesn't just kill you here, because this was brilliant.
I should have 2 hero points, so I am hoping to avoid death if they do, at least for a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so what am I going to do here? This was the one that had his lance out. I think he's going to drop his lance and pull out his longsword. Nope, I'm wrong. I lied. This is the one that had the longsword out, so he's going to continue to use his longsword. Doesn't have to move because he's been repositioned, so he will attack you. That's a hit.
Oof.
12 damage.
All right, that would kill me.
Yes.
So I would like to burn my hero points.
Okay. So I can let you stay on 1 with your hero point. All right. I'm going to bring you down to 1. And he will attack again.
It's miss.
That's a miss.
Haha.
That's a miss. Yeah. I will let him have one more go at this.
Let's go, yeah.
All right. He misses. All right. So, what's going to happen next? It's the Dwemer cat's turn. The Dwemer cat is going to use an ability. It casts Dimensional Door to move through the gate. And then at the end of its teleport, it gets to make a melee attack. So for 2 attacks, it's teleporting through the gate and then making a melee strike.
One of those. I am so like my face is just caught off guard. Oh no! As it warps through the gate.
Indeed. It can make any kind of strike. I think I want to have it do a claw strike. I think that's where I want to go with this. That's a critical hit.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And I have to say, with a critical hit, I don't think I'm going to let you hero point your way through this. I think
technically, according to the cheat sheet, I had to spend all of my hero points to avoid the death. So even though I had 2, it should be all. So I shouldn't have any left. I will say this stupid cat every time it hit me crit.
Yes. Yeah. and it just brutally claws you, and there you fall.
Ba-ba.
Um, genius move there at the end. I never anticipated you doing that, so absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. I'm glad. Like it seemed like my best option. I was like, oh yeah, if I could fight them one by one. I was also going to try to use the weight of the skeleton to kind of hit and
Yes.
run it a
Yeah.
bit to keep it shut while I tried to like see if the weight would trigger. At least like keep some of it shut while I could kind of fight through, maybe get some poke damage.
So
But
smart. So smart. Um, so yeah, amazing. So ends the story of this tyrannical little kobold. I will miss them greatly.
I like to imagine as the Dwemer claw just went through my body, it pierced the gold pouch of 300 whatchamacallits, and the gold goes flying along with the rest of me.
I
It
will
feels
tell you,
poetic.
I seriously considered giving you like chocolate gold. Like I was
Oh,
really
that
thinking
would
about
have been
giving you something
so
perfectly
cruel, but so
worthless.
funny.
But it's just as worthless because literally she gave you this gold and is like, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But yes, what an amazing little adventure. I'm so glad that we could have you on here.
Oh, this was a ton of fun. So I don't know if you're allowed to tell me. I feel like thematically, I did everything in character that I wanted to do. I feel out of character. I feel like there's probably a missed opportunity in the room with the lady that
Mhm.
would have helped me more with the kitty cat. Uh, but I feel like in character, I played it exactly how I would have.
And I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, there was a lot of lore that you picked up on a lot of things that other players have not yet picked up on, and I like that a lot. I love that slowly, my players are kind of picking at this stuff and going, "There's stuff going on here," and it's great because the way we film these episodes, I didn't really anticipate this beforehand, but we film the episodes well before they come out, which means you will have only seen some things by the time your episode hits, which actually it works so well because you get some of the information, but you don't necessarily know what the person who came right before you might know.
It's
Um,
almost like a roguelike kind of uncovering each run kind of uncovers maybe a little more and allows the audience to kind of piece together some of the
uh,
puzzle.
Absolutely, that was very much part of the design. So, um, well, again, we are so thrilled to have had you. I'm so sorry that your character didn't live, but that was, you know,
It's called
mostly.
Apocalypse for a reason, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. After you killed that Megaloceros so quickly, I was almost worried for this Dwemer cat. There was a second where I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think that the two crits from the cat, I think what really did me in.
Yes, yes. But
I would for
very
clarity,
well
I do
done.
think the Dwemer cat was the third scenario, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, where I was
absolutely.
expected to die.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, yeah,
I have
I guess
already had
expected
players
might not be
die
the
in
best
the
word.
first run, in the first go, you know. So that does happen. We didn't use that footage, but it is something that can happen. So
Yeah.
expected to die, but had you won this, you would have won it. That would have been it.
Oh, that would have been so
So
cool.
yeah, it would have.
Has
um, hmm?
I actually no, I won't spoil it. I was gonna ask, but I'm not gonna spoil it for
Were you
anything.
going to ask if anyone had made it through
Yeah.
all three yet? Not yet.
Okay.
It
I
is
wasn't sure if that
possible.
would spoil, so I was like, I'll hold off. I'll watch it as it unravels.
Yeah, of course, of course. Um, well, I think this was a great adventure. Again, I'm so thrilled that we could have you, and I would love it if you would just take whatever time we have left to just talk a little bit more about yourself and tell my viewers, what you have going on and maybe things that you might have going on in the future. Do you have future plans that you're really looking forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, I want to thank you so much. This was a ton of fun. I love doing
Aw,
this. I'm so glad. I cannot thank you enough for the invite
aw,
to participate. I really love this.
I'm so glad.
As for what we have going on, we have a YouTube channel just of our clips and
Mhm,
highlights
mhm,
from streams. I know it's a little easier to watch there. It's just
mhm.
YouTube at Venara Cernos. We have all of our go live announcements both on Twitter and Blue Sky. If you follow us there, you can see art drops whenever we're going live, schedules, the whole shebang. And yeah, we are planning a 250 follower special on Twitch. Should be later in February. It may have already happened by the time this airs, but also this summer for our 1 year debut anniversary, we have some special stuff coming up. That'll be in June. We
Oh.
have a new outfit, wink, wink, coming up. That's all. We haven't spoiled it yet,
Ooh.
but I'm really excited to show that off. We'll have a bunch of special activities that people can participate in. Maybe some party games, maybe just chat games. Hasn't fully been fleshed out. Have a little bit until June hits. But yeah, that's really all we have on the docket. Other than that, we're kind of figure out week by week, just having fun and very excited for Monster Hunter to come out. So if this airs after Monster Hunter's come out, hope
Yeah.
I will probably still be playing it.
I really wanna play it too. I haven't done a whole lot of Monster Hunter in the past, but I'm really excited for this new one. Really wanna try it out. But I
If
have
you
to
need a
ask
buddy to
you.
hunt with, just let me know.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's what we can collab before this episode comes out.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. But I have to jump back for just a second.
Okay. Yep.
That outfit that you have coming up, you're not announcing that right here, right now, are you?
It's been I think I
Okay.
showed the new hairstyle on
Okay.
stream to a few, members on chat, but that is kind of yeah, this is I think probably most formal announcement we've done other than just kinda saying
Ah,
we're doing a, special event for our debut anniversary in June.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so glad I get to help you break the news.
Yeah, so check
So
it out,
cool.
it'll be a lot of fun, it's very pretty, I love
Yeah.
it, it's very, I'll give a hint here, it's, very summer themed.
Ooh. I have ideas.
Yeah.
I have ideas. I know what you're hinting at, but that's amazing. And again, I can't thank you enough for being on here. I love hanging out with you. I would love to do more stuff. We definitely need to collab more. I
Oh, me
know.
too. Yeah, you are an absolute blast and a treasure to hang out with. It's so fun.
Thank
I've had a
you.
great time every time we've gotten together, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
love to do that more.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll definitely make it happen. I know I'm very busy. We're actually, well, I can't say that. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. I won't talk about that. But anyway, thank you again so very much. Everyone, please follow, like, subscribe, do all of those things. Support all of our guests on here, and really it really helps out and it makes us very happy. And Vinara in particular, I'm just please follow, please like, please subscribe, and please show all the support. Um, so I guess I'll just say this was a great episode. We had a really good time, and until I see you again, matane.
Good luck to all the ventures in the future apocalypse. Somebody will
No,
make it.
there's no such
I
thing as luck.
believe.
There's no such thing as luck.